had cancer when I was 16. Spent a lot of time in the hospital environment. From 16 to age 21, I was constantly being bombarded with all this information. And I don't know, I just kind of didn't, I don't know, my health just kind of went downward.
How do entrepreneurs, business owners, and experts influence themselves, their clients, and teams to maximize profitability, efficiency, and create lasting impact? How do they simplify life and business and yet still achieve more? What's the one thing separating the mediocre from the best? This podcast will give you the answers and reveal the secret strengths and the not so easy to admit flaws of the elite. My name is Satori Mateo, and welcome to the Halfass to Badass podcast. Welcome to a new episode of Halfass to Badass. Today we have with us Michael Kirchgesner, and he's going to talk about all kinds of cool stuff. Depending on where you're at in your life right now, this is going to be impactful for you because we're going to talk about health, wealth, and how we combine our health and our wealth to impact our lives. So welcome to Halfass to Badass, and can't wait to share this moment with all of our listeners. And before we start, I want to just ask you, and I know you have different backgrounds, like we all have different experience in life, but how did you get started on your health and wealth path?
So I actually like to kind of backtrack that story to maybe what sent me on a downward spiral to not care about health. I had cancer when I was 16 and spent a lot of time in the hospital environment. So from 16 to age 21, I was constantly being bombarded with all this information in a hospital, getting CAT scans, talking with doctors, making sure everything was not coming back from the cancer after it went away. So I was kind of overwhelmed from a young age about health and just kind of wanted to kind of disappear from that environment. Like it kind of left a little bit of trauma. And I think my 20s were spent then doing all the things 20-year-olds do, going out drinking, staying up late, eating pizza for dinner 5 times a week. And I don't know, I just kind of didn't, I don't know, my health just kind of went downward. When you're not eating the right foods, when you're not exercising enough, and you're not getting enough sleep, those are all things that play an impact. And while one night of bad sleep or one night of less sleep may not be a big impact, or maybe missing one workout isn't big, I was doing this a lot. So at the end of my 20s, I'm like, I gotta fix this. Like something's wrong with my life. I'm not getting good sleep. I'm not creating my own potential. What am I here for? And initially, like, I didn't care that I had an impact on the world. I just thought I was going to be another ant. And then I realized that I didn't want to just be a couch potato, and I didn't want to be that person that didn't help other people, and realized that I could make an impact on this world and help other people that maybe were struggling. And people like I was struggling. I don't know that I have like one person that like definitively like put my gears into motion, but along the way, parents help out. They always support you. And then I found this kind of yearning to go into physical therapy. So I started this process, went into massage therapy, learned how to heal people. I'm like, what's the easiest? I don't know. I started Googling what are ways that we can heal people. I was always passionate about physical therapeutic touch and healing after injuries. So kind of brings me to the point where I went back, got a business degree, was able to go into physical therapy, but decided to go another route, found a 10X community, and realized between business school, massage therapy, and 10x community, I was able to kind of start 10xing my life, seeing potentials out there that I can create jobs for people. I hired two other employees last year, creating jobs and creating wealth for them to be able to have that opportunity. And I want to keep going. I want to kind of 10x that, hire another 10 people this year, and help people on their healing journey. People don't necessarily know that they can go from couch potato to weekend warrior, and I want to show them how they can actually make an impact on this world.
I love it. I love it. I love the whole concept from couch potato to weekend warrior. So what did you learn along this journey right now? I mean, obviously you mentioned earlier when we spoke earlier about something about, when COVID happened, you were not able to do your massage. So that probably shifted and redirected your focus.
So it shifted and redirected my focus. Honestly, one of the challenges was I didn't know when it was going to come back. In the beginning, we all thought this is going to be like a 2-week thing, maybe 4 weeks, and we'll get right back into work. And then it didn't happen. And then at that point, I'm living week by week, and my savings account is I saved some money for, I mean, we have rainy day funds,
Right.
And then that went down, and I'm spending that money. And actually, this is a time that I actually went back to couch potato. I would say I went back to a couch potato, and because I'm earning a little bit of income, the job that I had was giving me a little bit of income. Government gave us a little bit of a handout, but that's like just survival. That's like just being able to, like, if you think if you're swimming and you got your head above water, I mean, you're surviving, but
Right.
that's not thriving. Like, we want to be above the water, maybe swimming, or maybe on a boat or something like that. And I use that metaphor because when you're on a boat, you don't have to use your arms and your legs to stay afloat. But you're in the water, like, all you're worried about is staying above water. And I was realizing that I was suddenly getting thrown off the boat, and I was going to need to do something different. If I couldn't help people with physical touch, I needed to learn a way to help people through conversations. And one of the things I started doing just to help monetize my life and be able to start paying for things again, or make sure that rainy day fund didn't go to zero, was I did carpentry. My grandpa was a carpenter, and started making tables and shelves. And honestly, it got started from a passion. My fiance at the time, now wife, wanted me to start fixing up the house and changing things, and asked for a floating shelf. So I built this shelf. She asked for a table, and I built a table. But everything I built 2 of, and sometimes 3 of, because when you're building one thing, it's a lot easier to just build another one. So I would build one, give it to my fiance, and sell the other one, and that would help fund the next project. Build one, sell one, build one, sell one.
Nice. That's great.
So that was just something that I did to get by, but it also helped me realize a path that I didn't want to just be complacent with one stream of income. And I think so many people in our lives, we work these 9-to-5 jobs. I would say 80% of the world works 9-to-5 jobs. And sometimes we need those people. We certainly do. But I want to inspire people to go a little bit more. Get a side gig, get side income, or maybe even turn it into something that you're passionate about. Most people that work 9-to-5 jobs, they're helping somebody else build a dream. I want to help you build your dream, and help people build their dreams.
Yeah, a lot of people there. So they are I don't know the exact number right now today, but a high percentage, around the 8% mark, that we're super highly disengaged, actively
Right.
disengaged from our job. Most people hate their jobs, and so yeah, it's to be able to inspire someone to want to do more, or to create more, or to have a bigger impact. That's obviously very vital.
Yeah. Brandon Dawson, he with 10x Health, I think he says that 1/3 of your employees are helping you. Another third of your employees are just kind of floating in the wind. And then another third of employees are actively disengaged, seeking something else, or maybe stealing from the company, or wasting your time. And yeah, so having it that much, like, do something you want, like leave that company, do something you want. And I want to show some people what I do through healing with massage, through coaching with my words, and through supplementing, that we can actually build our health and wealth together.
Who inspired you, or who influenced you most about health? Or was it through your painful past?
So it was mostly through my painful past, and seeing the struggles. I hate seeing people struggle. I hate seeing people in pain. I it's something that, like, when I see another person in pain, like I kind of have a sixth sense of just feeling some of that pain. And I think it was part of that, just seeing that the world was going it was going in a direction I didn't want it to go. And I didn't want to live in a world of people just going down a spiral of less and less health.
Right.
I didn't want them to get to the points where they didn't care about the health industry that I did in my 20s, and wanted to help promote more healing concepts to people.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's interesting because when you think about health, it's so, people have so many different viewpoints of what health is, right? How about eating well, or movement, or how to be healthy, right?
Right.
So what is health to you?
So I want to back up and just help to actually, I just had another kind of thought here.
Yeah.
On that last question. I think what it was is, as far as, I can't pinpoint one person that sparked it, but it was the seeing people in pain that helped me start doing the research, help going out and seeking, okay, what can I do to heal? What can I do to help people? I started meeting with physical therapists, chiropractors, other people that were in that healing community, just to see what they're doing. And then that sparked more interest. I would say at some point it led me to Gary Brecka, and anybody in the 10X community knows Gary Brecka. I think what he's doing is amazing. Helps people with their finding out their gene breaks, gene mutations, finding out what your blood work, what you might be deficient in, or what areas of actual physical health that you can change. That led me to Gary Brecka, and just kind of made me want to just keep going.
Yeah, you just got a blood test, right?
Right.
So what did it teach you? What did you learn from it?
So I haven't got the results of the blood test yet, but I got the gene test results, and I learned that I have a break in the MTHFR gene. And genes work in sequences. Anybody that has taken the gene test, you can probably Google different information on it. But if this first gene, if there's a mutation in it, it affects the rest of the genes, the next 5 genes. So it's actually one of the most common ones, but also the one of the most easy ones to fix. Once you fix that one, it can um, start giving you less anxiety, help with your clarity and focus in life. And then I have a double break in that fifth gene. It's the COMT break. It's a COMT mutation. And so I found out that my like I'm a OCD, but in a weird way. Like when somebody folds sheets for me, like I want to fold it in a certain way. Or when somebody makes my massage table, it's like it's got to be this way.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know, when I fold towels or when I roll towels, I want it folded long way, then rolled, not folded short way, then rolled. It's I don't know, just like the little things like that. And it's stuff that I noticed and I knew, but I didn't know there was a way that you can change it and fix it and actually like not focus on those little things and actually be able to focus your attention on um like finding another client or building a bigger empire or a bigger impact on the world.
So you're saying that it's actually impacted or affected by the gene mutation.
Correct.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how do you change it?
So I've just started the protocol with Gary Brecka, but with 10x Health Systems. So I'm still kind of learning some of it. I'm not like the best at it, but essentially, I was taking a multivitamin, but I was finding out that I was deficient in vitamin D. So I needed to make sure I was supplementing vitamin D. Um, there's folate. He has a recommendation for supplements. Is what he has for each of the different gene breaks. 10x
Mm.
Health is going to give you recommendations. Now, any recommendation like the 10x Health System is going to advise you to make sure that you clear this through your doctor, or if like make sure you talk to your doctor about these things or have a doctor support, just because there might be some other ongoing
Underlying
uh,
things. So,
underlying things, and they can look at those.
yeah, yeah.
So you don't necessarily want to over supplement. You don't want to take too much. Most of the time, you end up just peeing it down or wasting it out afterwards, sweating it out or peeing it out. But
Mm.
um, so yeah, I'm on a multivitamin, a calcium with vitamin D, um, and vitamin B. Vitamin Bs are like I don't know. I'm finding like so much energy now that I'm on a vitamin B supplement regimen. I
Mm.
found out that I wasn't taking enough. I'm actually taking a supplement called isotonics. I was taking tablet supplements, and you only get 20 to 40% absorption from tablets. And I realized, I mean, you're still getting, it's better than nothing.
Mm.
But when I switched to the isotonics, I noticed so much more energy levels. I'm going to work at 8 a.m., 7, 8 a.m., playing volleyball at 8 p.m., and have just the same amount of energy. I was finding myself like actually struggling to play 8 p.m. volleyball games. And I love volleyball, and I love the friends and the community and of volleyball. So it was important to me to kind of fix that. And now that I've been on this supplement, I have energy. I want to work into 8, 9 p.m.
uh,
Like instead of going home and just wanting to crash and be a couch potato. Like I want to go play volleyball a night a week. I want to go. I do a book club once a week where we talk about different books and what can inspire people to start reading and gaining knowledge. And then once a week I do a coaching, kind of a mentoring on health and talk about health in different new ways, or not necessarily new ways. There's just new kind of twists on how to involve and increase people's knowledge of health and opportunities to add health to their lives.
yes, yes. So going back to the question, so what does health mean to you? What is health to you?
So I think health means that your body, mind, and spirit are thriving. and thriving in the sense that we don't have to. So what I do with people is I look at three different areas of their life. I look at their awake work hours. So we're looking at posture through massage therapy and through kind of corrective exercise training. We can actually take your body and be able to do what we're doing at work. So we look at the physical side of things, making sure you're getting the right amount of exercise, not overexerting. We look at what are you doing when you're not working. So we look at the work time. Look at the time you spend outside of work, kind of those bonus hours. I call them bonus hours. You got your work hours, you got your bonus hours. Those are both during your awake time. And I build a regimen for clients that helps in those areas to help make sure you're getting massage therapy or yoga or the right kind of stretch routine to help in that physical side of things. So health in this physical sense is, I think, one of the easiest to fix. But one of the things that I think people struggle with the most. But I think they struggle with it the most because of our next one, the mental. And thriving mentally meaning reducing our anxiety. We live in a world where there's so many different stresses that we add to our lives. And what people don't think about is like extra time. What do people do in their extra time? They get on Facebook and they start scrolling. And those things are actually affecting our anxiety and increasing our stress. We actually need mental downtime. We need mental downtime. So actually through meditation, I think meditation is huge. Having that downtime where your mind just gets to relax. When we don't have that time, it's hard for our bodies to recognize priorities. So then we end up going in one direction and trying to solve a problem. And then we recognize, oh, there's another priority. We go over here. And we create this zigzag path to our destination of not clearly focused. So helping that mental clarity through meditation and through goal setting and helping people stay on track. So you're not wasting energy going left, right. I mean, if what's the quickest point from point A to point B? It's a straight line.
Right.
And I think
people get so distracted, right? Today it's like bombarded with people everybody's trying to get everybody's attention. And so it's
right.
like constantly bombarded with distractions, demands, right? So
right.
like the zigzagging becomes a huge time waster.
Huge.
Draining energy and create a lot of unnecessary friction.
It does, yeah.
And I think that entrepreneurs are probably extra efficient at it because they're getting
yeah. You got the 5% entrepreneurs, those people that are the wise. They create their own goal, they create their own opportunities. And yeah, those top 5% are really like the go-getters. Those are the ones that drive the community, that drive the world. You need the how people. You need people that come in and maybe help you figure out your whys or help you get to where you want to go. But yeah, like entrepreneurs like you and me, like we're not scrolling on Facebook all the time because like that, we know that's a waste of time. We know that there's distractions out there. Every like 3 to 5 posts is an ad. Like
right.
They design the world is against most of us in the sense that there's constantly distractions. So being able to set your, I don't know, I want everybody to have an entrepreneurial mindset. Even if you're an employee, I want to help you. What are your goals? I tell my employees, I sit down with them every 2 weeks and find out what their goals are. How can I help them with their goals?
Mm.
And yeah, I want them to do all the stuff that I require them to do, but I also want them to build something for themselves.
Nice.
And then yeah, the last thing I think is kind of icing on the cake is that spiritualness, that feeling of belonging. Humans want to feel like they belong to something. And some people it's religion, some people it's a higher being, some people it's just I don't know, like universal life force,
Mm.
and and wanting to build something bigger than themselves. So that's what I kind of consider spirituality. I don't I don't judge anybody on the religion. I think every religion is important in and of itself. But I do think I think the physical mental things allow us to get to a high point of health, but then that spiritualness helps us do that for someone else, helps us pay it forward, helps us be a part of the community and connect with somebody else to do that same thing for them.
Beautiful. So we got the physical, the movement, and taking care of our bodies that way, how we move and eat, and second one, the mental aspect, how we are able to remove unnecessary friction, distractions to be able to keep focus on things that are important, and then the spiritual aspect. And it's
Correct.
interesting you say those things. I tend to look at them as all connected, all working together, right? So it's like when you are aligned with your highest values, you are connected to your spirituality, but you also, I noticed that when people are connected to the highest values, really focus on the highest values, they have more energy, they feel more productive, they feel more meaning, they feel like they're on the right path rather than the wrong path, and they're able to feel like they're actually their time and energy is almost like it's accelerated, right?
Correct.
I mean, I'm sure you like, we stand in line and waiting, and time feels like an eternity. But when we're into what we're doing, we feel so like time just flies by.
Right. When you're engaged in your health, it actually doesn't take as much energy to take care of yourself. And when you can align those three aspects in your life, you just start feeling better. I mean, I don't think there's an easier way to say it. You just start feeling better. You feel more productive. You actually, it's like a train in motion is easier to stay in motion. Motion is so important. When that train stops, it's going to take a lot of energy to get it to move, and the body works the same way. So if you can keep your health going and stay ahead of the game, you're going to be coasting to everywhere you want to go.
Mm. Yes, yes. And with that, I think it's also the other aspect, which obviously impacts both the spiritual, both the physical. And like when you think about wealth, or think about money, right? Like when people are stressing around money, around finances, their body feels drained. They're stressed mentally, feeling anxious, and spiritually they feel like they're off path. And it's fascinating how they all bring together the ability to either be more efficient or more effective and more productive, feeling more energy or less. So how did that impact you? You know, being an entrepreneur, how do you feel like your health and your wealth are interconnected?
So I think health and wealth are interconnected because for me and probably anybody, because my industry is helping in two of those aspects, and I'm figuring a way to monetize a spiritual third aspect. So feeling better physically, helping us focus with clarity. They're intertwined because I don't know, helping people, I guess I don't want to say they go hand in hand. Like you can live a extremely healthy life and not need all the money. But when you have the money, it's allowing me to do it comfortably and then do it for other people.
It
I
becomes
have
like
an
an amplifier.
It becomes an amplifier.
Mm.
Yeah, it becomes an amplifier to be able to spread that to other people. My health is important to me. If I would do what I do for free for the rest of my life if somebody would pay for all of my life, my house, my food, that stuff. Like, I would do it for free. If I wasn't given money, if money didn't exist, I would still do it. I would find a way to trade it. Maybe I'll do a massage for somebody else to give me a book that can help me read something and learn something. Like, that's what we used to do as a society. It wasn't money didn't come around until I don't know, like 800. I think the coin didn't exist until maybe 2000 years ago or something. The money just has created this sense of, it's a way to measure success, and that's just part of the entrepreneurial world. We can measure success in money. It's what you do with that that helps make an impact on the world. Are you blowing it on gambling or alcohol or parties, or are you pointing it back into the system to create wealth for another person, health for another person? So yeah, the healthier you are, I think that it helps you build wealth. The wealthier you are, the better it helps you build health.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Yeah, I usually say, like, the three areas to invest, right? Like, invest in yourself, invest in your business, and invest in assets that go up in value rather than going down in value. So
Correct. Yeah.
it sounds like you spent your time, your life really focused on building your wealth in terms of investing in yourself, right? And you expanding in your knowledge and your skill set, with health and with entrepreneurship, with business, with money, expanding yourself, and also taking that knowledge and investing in your business and growing your business, and
Absolutely.
looking to find ways to improve it by investing in maybe real assets, like maybe, I don't know, like real estate or something.
Right. 100%. So, like, the number one thing you need to do is invest in yourself. If you're not investing in yourself, again, you create this zigzag path of not getting to your goal. Like, invest in yourself first. Any financial advisor you talk to that says to spend some money on real estate or stocks or something else, like, they just want your money, and they're trained to get you to feel comfortable giving them your money. And that's okay, but that's another step later. That's something later. You need to invest in yourself first. If you Because investing in your own knowledge, your brain is like a sponge. It can actually, it's like a muscle. The more you use it, actually you can gain knowledge and get better at what you do and amplify what you do. So invest in yourself, number one. Then invest in your business so you can make that impact for other people. And then, yeah, I'm looking actually at talking to Cardone Capital, talking about more real estate. It's something that I always wanted to do, but didn't think I could get into. But Cardone Capital has kind of created an opportunity for us small guys to even contribute and earn money in that real estate area.
Yes, that's awesome. I'm curious to know, obviously the show is called Half-Ass to Badass. What do you believe, or how do you perceive the difference between someone being half-ass and someone being a badass?
So yeah, you call it half-ass to badass. I call it couch potato to weekend warrior. It's a very similar concept. Like, half-asses, I think, like, they get by, they do their work, they work a 9 to 5 job, they go home, eat dinner, they watch TV, they go to sleep. What do they do the next day? They wake up, they go to work, they get their job done, they go home, they eat, they sit on the couch, scroll through Facebook, go to sleep, and then you rinse, repeat. That, I don't know, like if you just want to be a half-ass, like I don't think that our lives were meant to be half-asses. I think everybody's life was meant to be bigger. Convert it to become a weekend warrior, become a badass, and make an impact on this world.
Beautiful. Well, I really appreciate you being here. Great to connect with you. And I know we have lots of inspiring things to create and build moving forward to create an inspiring future for ourselves, for our customers, for our clients, and for the world. So I really appreciate you being here today. If there's one way to get to know you better, to understand more what you're about and what your path is, how can we learn more about you? How can we connect with you, and where do we find you?
So best place to go is mksportmassage.fit. It's mksportmassage.fit. I've got a web page there that kind of shows what I do. You can schedule a massage. I've also got a shop. You can look at vitamins, supplements on how to fix that part of your life. And you can sign up for our email subscription there.
Beautiful. So that you share knowledge that people can utilize, even though they're not, local.
Right. Whether even if you're not local, we share knowledge. Sign up for the email list, and you'll get that information to how to become a badass.
Awesome. Well, how to go from being couch potato to be a weekend warrior.
For sure.
Love it. Love it.
One of the things we're doing I've got a line of books. I read half a book last year. I hope I have time for this, but I read half a book last year. I started it and I quit. And I challenged myself this year to read more, because I actually got inspired by Jim Quick's book, Limitless. He actually can help you learn to learn and actually read faster. I would actually almost say that I don't get anything for this, but I would say that's one of the number one books that I would start with, because he's going to help you learn to read other books. I bought your book. I can't wait to read it. I bought your box. I can't wait to read it. I've got 2 other books on my list to read before that, but I bought your book and I kind of bumped it up because I was inspired by what you do. So I appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
I can't wait to read that.
And I think that you probably got the Unshakable Wealth audiobook with it. So I think something that I've actually done. I read a book and I listen to it at the same time. It's like I actually hear the words and see the words.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people do that. A lot of times I get it on an audiobook and I can listen to that in my car, and then I read it and I actually understand it better.
Yeah.
And people think, oh, I watched the movie once, it's good enough. But how many people watch movies multiple times? Now that's kind of that I would say that's on the half-ass side of things, and that's okay. Watch movies, like they're entertaining, but also read books, because that is true knowledge, and you can actually, knowledge with the right action can equal power.
Yeah. And
a lot of times what I do is I listen to the audiobook in the car, or when I'm getting ready for in the shower or whatever. 5 or 15 minutes is just powerful. And then I go back and read it. And I think it's awesome to have both of those.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Awesome, man. Thank you so much for being here on the Halfass Badass show. And I can't wait to create some cool stuff with you in the future.
Thank you much, Satori.
Know someone who needs a shift in focus? Share this and be part of inspiring new habits and re-engage existing habits that work.